Vikings win 23-7 over the Green Bay Packers. Welcome to Minnesota Vikings FANLine. I'm Corey Coe from the Power Show Morning Show. Hi, Muss.
Oh, how you doing, Corey?
Fine. What a dominant performance.
It absolutely was. I mean, this place was absolutely electric, as you would imagine anytime a Vikings-Packer game. But, oh my gosh, all features, all phases of the team all did tremendous. It was just a beatdown of Aaron Rodgers. It was really awesome. You could really see a difference in Aaron Rodgers and how they approached the offense after Hicks got that sack, because he hit him hard. And you could tell that Aaron Rodgers, he just didn't seem like 100% after that.
No, you know what's crazy, Mus, is I was nervous all week that FANLine was going to be a giant overreaction about Kevin O'Connell. Either way, right? Either that, wow, same old, or kind of what we're having now, which is, wow, this is different and this is new. I almost feel like we have to talk Packer fans off the ledge, because if you remember last year when they got smoked, right, 38-3 or something by the Saints, and Rodgers looked awful, all they did the rest of the year was kick everybody's ass. So I think it's really too early to write off the Green Bay Packers. I'm sure Aaron's very frustrated with his young receivers. That Christian Watson drop, I think, changed the entire game. The butterfly effect of that drop is massive. Man, I am not ready to write off the Packers, but man, Rodgers looks pissed.
Oh, yeah. And it was interesting to watch him, as he was scrambling, because, there was so much pressure on him all day. But, normally we've seen this before where Aaron Rodgers starts scrambling, and that's where he's most dangerous. And he always seems to find a guy open downfield, and a lot of times it's for like 50 yards. He wasn't finding anybody. So, yeah, I would bet he is pretty pissed off about those young receivers. And any kind of drop like that, man, you're running free. He's taking shots there, and you drop that one. Yeah, I totally agree with you. That did change the it kind of took the air out of the balloon for sure for Rodgers and the Packers.
It is crazy how creepily similar Rodgers' stats are week one this year versus week one last year. Last year against the Saints, right? 38-3. He was 15 of 28 for 133, Jeez. No touchdowns and 2 picks. Today, 22 of 34, 195, no touchdowns and 1 pick. So, man, what a weird start.
And he had the fumble, too, so he had the two,
right?
2 turnovers there.
And his first interception against the NFC North since 2019.
Jeez.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, and you know what? That was all pressure on that one for sure, because he was just heaving that one up, because he had, I think it was Darrisaw in his face once again, and so he just heaved that one up there, and Harrison was able to go get the ball and get that turnover. But yeah, I they got some injuries, and like you said, it's the first game, and it's still the Green Bay Packers. So I would bet things get turned around, but thank God it didn't happen while we had to play them.
All right, we'll take our first break, 1-800-320-5326. You can also go to the iHeartRadio app and use the TalkBack feature. Make sure you use that all season long, the TalkBack feature on the iHeartRadio app. That's an easy way to get a hold of us. But before we break, actually, let's go back down to U.S. Bank Stadium, because Tatum is with Christian Darrisaw.
Thanks, Corey. Yes, Christian Darrisaw here. Vikings, obviously, big winners over the Packers today. How did it feel to be out there in this newly designed offense?
Oh, it felt great just finally being out there as a team. We got a few preseason reps, but of course not without like all our starting receivers and everything like that. But just having like the whole 11 guys out there just flying around felt great.
I know you don't get to see much of what Kirk does back there, but what can you say about his performance today?
Great performance. We know as an offensive line, like when we give Kirk time, you got 17, 18, and 19 across the field. Supposed to play is going to happen, so it was great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he definitely did. I saw him say to Darius just a second ago, I bet that felt great. Yeah. I got to ask you, how did this feel?
Felt amazing. Getting like Coach O'Connell and Kwesi their first win as like the new ownership of the team. It was great. Just like I said, offense, defense, special teams, all out there flying around, playing together as a team. Felt amazing.
We got Jordan Hicks over here, led the team in tackles. You got to talk about this defensive performance tonight against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Great defensive performance. Just going against those guys all camp, I feel like that really prepared us for what we had to face today. Like I said, we got some great guys in every position on that side of the ball. And like we missed some of the preseason games, but I feel like that didn't hold us back at all. We came out there, we played well.
Yeah, it's funny you brought that up. I asked Adam Thielen this a little bit earlier in the show. How much plays into today not showing a lot offensively during the preseason?
I feel like a lot. No teams have film on this at all, and now they do. And we know they're going to be game planning against what we ran out there today. But It helped a lot. Just like I said, the new coaches and everything, new offense that we're running now. It was great to go out there and put it on the field.
It's a new starting five right now, a new rotation for you. How do you feel like your unit played as a whole?
I feel like we played great. There's still some things that we can correct and get better at, but just to come out there, Egg in his first start, Brian had to play next to the rookie. It was great. I've been in that position, so it was great.
And when you make it this long in a conversation or a post-game interview without talking about Justin Jefferson, I feel like something is wrong with us. I mean, a career day for JJ. What type of confidence do you have when you know that you've got Thielen and JJ out there?
Like I said, when we give eight time in that pocket with all three of them, KJ, Adam.
He counts?
Yeah, KJ, Adam, and JJ. When we get them time, when we get Kirk time to throw that ball, it's going to be a source of play. Any one of them.
All right, so how long do you take to digest this and move on to the next?
It's already digested. I feel like we facing the Eagles next week, Monday Night Football. It's a big game. So we just take this thing one day at a time, prepare for them this upcoming week. We got a long week because we're playing Monday night. But I feel like just let overnight, come back tomorrow, watch the film, then throw it out the window.
All right, thank you so much. Christian Darrisaw. This is the first season opener that you started in, right?
It's my first season opener. Having that full off-season training camp and everything like that. Playing in the stadium, fans were rowdy, loud. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. All right, guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Tatum. All right, Vikings win 23-7 over the Packers. More after this on Minnesota Vikings FANLine. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
Hey, Bob, thanks for inviting me to your ultimate tailgate. I thought we were going to watch the game.
No, I said come check out the ultimate tailgate on my Chevy Silverado. It's the available multi-flex tailgate.
Bob, this isn't a tailgate.
Sure it is. It flexes into 6 different configurations to help you work harder.
So you didn't invite me to an ultimate pregame tailgate then?
Would you have come if I said otherwise?
Probably not.
The Chevy Silverado with available multi-flex tailgate. The strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Hey Vikings fans, you could win a Victor's Ride or a prize pack from Pepsi. Make sure to grab the commemorative Pepsi Vikings Cup when you're cheering on the team at US Bank Stadium. Download the Vikings app, then simply scan your Vikings Cup or select augmented reality in the Vikings app to unlock Vikings photo filters. Share your photo or video using hashtag VikingsGameFace for your chance to win. No purchase necessary. Visit Vikings.com/VikingsGameFace for official rules and details. Sweepstakes ends February 13th, 2023.
For Minnesotans, the outdoors is home. Nobody gives you more ways to get there than Polaris. From Indian motorcycles and Ranger side-by-sides to Indy snowmobiles and Bennington pontoons, we bring Minnesota's best to every season. Our wooded trails, twisted highways, and the rugged shores of all 10,000 lakes are an invitation. A chance to let what's outside challenge what's inside you. Polaris. Think outside. A proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
The Yaller horn has spoken. It's saying, when the Vikings win, Vikings fans win. Because this season, Vikings fans get a free Big Mac from McDonald's after every Vikings victory. Yes, you heard the horn correctly. All week long after a Vikings win, get a free Big Mac with a minimum purchase of $1. Available only on the McDonald's app. Victory never tasted so delicious. Prices and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
We are rubes like you, and we talk Vikings football every day, too. Join us weekdays 9 to noon. Now back to Vikings football.
Darius Smith blitzes from the middle. Aaron pumps, sees nothing. Rolls out to the left. Throws it up for grabs. Intercepted! Yes, it was! By Harry the Hitman! And by the way, that is Aaron Rodgers' first interception in a division game since the beginning of 2020. He got picked off by the Hitman. Rodgers under center, goes play action, floats out to his left. Oh, he's smacked back at the 35-yard line. I mean, Rodgers was obliterated by Zadarius Smith, who barks at his former teammates. Dalvin Tomlinson comes out of the pile with the ball, and I believe Rodgers is still down.
Welcome back to Vikings FANLine. They win 23-7 over the Packers. I'm Corey Coe from the Power Trip Morning Show. Michael J. Mussman III still at US Bank Stadium along with Tatum Everett as well. Tatum and Mike, how are you?
Oh, hi.
Well, hello there. Yep, I'm down here in the bowels. Well, you can call it the locker room.
Same thing.
The bowels. I love that.
I know. It always feels kind of weird when you say that.
Yeah, underused word. Yeah.
Yeah. I tend to try not to say that when I'm down here, but then, you're on radio and you just say it. So just let it rip.
Yeah, Tatum, over the years, I've learned this. The longer we keep Muss on the air, the more mad he's going to get because he should already be home in his garage having beer.
Oh, yeah, garage beers would be in full effect by now.
He's so mad.
I hear that has something to do with Ron.
Yes.
Yeah,
always.
I think Ron's still in the parking ramp outside of U.S. Bank
Which is
Stadium.
interesting. Has he been here before?
I have no idea.
Interesting.
I mean,
I
this
saw him
game
on the field earlier,
and
so
the-
I don't know what his excuse is this time.
And the game was over by halftime. I mean, you could have left at halftime.
Maybe he's consoling all the Packers fans I saw leave here that were angry. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I actually saw 2 Packers fans crying and hugging.
Oh, no.
I'm not lying.
Yuck.
I believe that, actually.
Yeah, they
That's
look like
gross.
they are in pain. And then I think there's an escalator on the 3rd floor that might have a dent in it from a Packers fan punching it on the way down. His wife looked at him. A little funny, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty sad.
Yeah, well, she married him.
Oh, well, she did. He was wearing wide receiver gloves, too. So.
Sounds good.
Says a
Speaking
lot
of wide
about
receivers, Justin Jefferson said this offseason he wanted to be the first receiver to ever have 2,000 yards in a season. To do that, if he plays all 17 games, you got to average about 118 yards a game. He had 184 today. That's the most ever for a Viking in a Week 1 game. And he also had 158 at halftime. He's on pace for over 3,100 yards.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's the career high for him with the 184. In that first half, as you're mentioning that, I really thought, everything was just working. It was awesome. Third quarter, they come out of half, and I thought the offense started to kind of slump just a little bit. And then there was a point there, Corey, where I was like, oh no, Kenny Clark's going to ruin this day, because he was just having his way with Bradbury and especially Ingram.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy is outside of a little bit of a ineffective offense in the second half, I think you could say all of the phases of the Vikings today played really well, right? Offense was good enough to win.
Yep.
Defense clearly was good enough to win. Our field goal kicker was outstanding. Our gigantic punter was awesome as well. I mean, I don't have any complaints outside of a couple of weird series where the offense wasn't clicking for about 3 or 4 plays. That was about it.
You got to think about it this way, though, guys. The defense wasn't exactly up to par last year. So when your offense is inspired, you could say, by a great defensive performance, it kind of lights a fire under him. I think that the total team effort is so much to what your point is, because they don't have to feel like they're under pressure. It's not a last drive game. They're able to play more free, more comfortable, because they have a lead, and they don't have to, pick up the slack from any of the other phases of the game.
Absolutely, and Za'Darius is definitely a game changer. And not only just from today's game, but you can tell just from the defensive aspect for our Minnesota Vikings is that you can just tell that it's infectious energy, and there's just something way different about this defense than there was last year for sure.
I saw Kirk Cousins look at Za'Darius and say, who was dressed very nicely, by the way, must be a podium guy, but he looked up at him and he was like, man, that's got to feel good. And it was such a neat moment to catch, because, you got to think he really kind of kept his mouth shut a lot this week. He didn't do a lot of media. He's been talking about this game for so long, didn't want to provide bulletin board material. He really kind of closed himself off this week and really focused on what was ahead, and obviously it paid off. And just to see a guy like that who felt kind of upset that this team didn't want to take a chance on him, and he comes here and he has that type of performance, it's got to feel great.
Yeah, between Zadarius Smith having the sack, right? He also had the tackle of A.J. Dillon on that goal line stand.
Huge.
And other former Packer, Chandon Sullivan, almost had that pick when Christian Watson didn't snap his head around fast enough. Sullivan had both hands on the ball, so we might have had a couple of former Packers really bite their former team.
That's what they wanted. That's what they've been talking about all the week long. Obviously, like I said, Chandon kind of did the same thing where they really didn't want to talk about it leading into the game. And so this one definitely was a good one. But, I mean, it's so important, right? You're at home. It's a division game. This is a super important game if you think you're trying to turn things around and make the playoffs.
But is there anything better than just seeing a pissed off look on the face of Aaron Rodgers and just watching him just barking at people and stuff like that? I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to take joy in somebody else's, sorrow.
And isn't ayahuasca supposed to give you clarity and relax you and understand that the universe is so much bigger than you? He seemed pissed at everybody today.
Yeah, his zen is gone.
It must not have been a part of the pregame routine.
I guess not. All right, another break, 1-800-320-5326. Or again, the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. You can do that. Ron Johnson is here, so Muss and Tatum, thanks for killing some time. Appreciate it.
It's a lot of fun, bud.
We'll talk to Ron in a second. Vikings win 23-7 over the Packers. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
At Evans, we know that defense and big stops wins you championships. But when it comes to logistics, moving forward is key. Ben Lieber here from my guys at Evans. If logistics were football, Evans would be an explosive offense, dropping dimes and hitting the gritty. Make Evans your favorite logistics team today. Evans will be your signal caller you can jump on their backs and ride to victory. Get ahead of the competition right now and have a great experience while you're at it. Visit evanstrans.com. Again, evanstrans.com.
When the game is over, it's time to relax. No matter if it's a win or loss, you always win at Spalon Montage, the Twin Cities' premier salon and spa destination for over 25 years. With convenient locations in Edina, Woodbury, and Chanhassen, there is a Spalon close to you. Right now, football fans, you can get a bonus when you give the gift of Spalon. Purchase a $150 gift certificate and receive a $25 gift card for yourself. Visit Spalon.com now or call 952-915-2900.
Nothing beats being in the stands for live Minnesota Vikings football. From those nail-biting passes to pivotal plays to the game-winning touchdowns. You can be there for all the action this season. As the official ticket marketplace of the NFL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of seats so you never miss a game. Score tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Minnesota Vikings. Get your tickets today. That's Ticketmaster.com/Minnesota Vikings.
All right, who's ready to go to soccer, huh?
Yes! It started as a normal Saturday, but then...
Oh no, sounds like the battery.
That's when their plans took a turn for the worse.
Oh, I knew I should have had the battery checked.
Dad, look at the birds!
Those are vultures!
Don't let a bad battery turn your day into a B-rated horror film. Get your battery checked today. Need a new one? Reach for what works. A battery from FVP. Verified, proven.
We talk football.
Live for this!
This is the Fan.
Cousins puts Jefferson in motion. Back to pass on fourth down. Caught! JJ! Touchdown! And the Minnesota Vikings strike on their first possession of the season. Cousins, Jefferson, 6-0. 7-zip Vikings. Cousins, play action, straight drop, steps up in the pocket. He's going to loop one to Jefferson. Caught at the 40, to the 30, and to the 20, out of bounds at the 12. Justin Jefferson got behind this ballyhoo defense and just burned it for 64. Play action, Kirk back to pass. He'll throw right. Look at that. Jefferson uncovered, 20-15-10. Dances to the right to the 5. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! And JJ is killing them again. It's a 36-yard touchdown, and Minnesota leads 16-0.
This is Danny from Idaho, but I think you can get a little too focused on the positives when Cousins was clearly just only having eyes for Jefferson. He was wide open, but as great as the offense was, I do think you need to worry if Jefferson gets locked down. Do they have enough tricks in the bag? And can Kirk look off JJ and make some other reads?
23-7, the Vikings beat the Green Bay Packers, 184 yards. Let's find a negative and say that he didn't pass to enough receivers, I guess. Ron, your thoughts?
It's always good to hear you say that. It's got to be a good game when people are forcing negative stuff. Like, what else was he supposed to do? We already talked about this in the preseason that he was going to have a Cooper Kupp type of year. I've already said that he has the potential to get 1,975 yards. He's almost, he's headed there. One game in, and
But what am I missing? Why 1975?
Because I think that's what Cooper Kupp last year had, like 1968. I think is what it was. I'd have to look it up. But I
it's a weird prediction to make it slightly less than 2,000. Just say he's going to get to 2K. He's on pace for 3128.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But yeah, no, he can get 2K. I said he can get it. If he gets 2K, he's the NFL MVP. But, I'd say like right above 1,900, he's going to have a Cooper Cup type year. Should be able to get the Triple Crown, touchdowns, catches, and yards. So
JJ last year, 16-16, the NFL record for receiving yards in a season. 1964, and that is 2012 Megatron.
Yeah, yes, that's why I said 1975. He'll break the record.
All right, fair enough. You were there that first drive. We just heard the highlight of JJ getting into the end zone. That was a 4th and 1.
Yeah.
I know if you look around the NFL, a lot of teams made some crazy moves today. I love it, right? I saw the Giants go for 2 instead of kicking the extra point and going for the overtime. I like these new coaches going for crazy things, but I think the fun thing about that 4th and 1 wasn't just that Kevin O'Connell went for it. I think a lot of Vikings joked Zimmer would have handed it off to Dalvin Cook.
Probably. I mean, because
9 times out of 10, that's a Dalvin handoff.
But that's what the Packers did. Their 4th and 1, they handed it off and got stopped. So, I mean, I don't know. We're not going to go down the analytics and all this other stuff and the statistics of what you should do. But what I liked was the way the play was called. You saw a bunch of motions and shifts. It gave Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson opportunities to understand what the coverage was. It helped Kirk Cousins see what the coverage was. And, I mean, honestly, I think about 80 to 90% of his coming to the line pre-snap was either a shift or a motion or multiple motions, and we've talked about the vanilla ice cream versus the sprinkles and the whipped cream and the cherries on top, and we're finally getting it. It's not just a vanilla offense. This is going to have some stuff to it.
I asked Muss about this and Tatum in the last couple of segments. I'll ask you. I don't. Well, we'll never know. I can't undersell how much I think that Christian Watson drop changed this entire game. Because as you said, it got so out of hand so quickly that it almost got boring, which is kind of weird for a game that meant so much, right? This is one of the 2 most important games on a yearly basis, and the Vikings won it. We should be super thrilled. But, man, if Christian Watson catches that ball, and out of that great first drive that got capped off by that Jefferson touchdown that we just talked about,
right?
If one drive later, first series, you just torch Patrick Peterson and go for 70 or 80 yards or whatever that was, that sucks all the air right out of that first drive. That game is totally different if Watson doesn't drop that.
Yeah, we're getting the discount double check. We're getting the ayahuasca salute. I mean, he would have gotten the confidence in those receivers. The receivers would have gotten the confidence in this team. I think that drop just put a lot of doubt in his head. And then you saw him on the sideline talking to his coaches about some of this stuff. Like, I think he was frustrated and he didn't trust some of the stuff the receivers were doing, which is why he would pump fake it and not throw it when this guy's not going to do what he's supposed to do. I'm going to keep it and just take a sack. So, yeah, I think that definitely changed the scope of the game, and it gave the Vikings a chance to recoup and say, whoa, wait a minute, how the heck did we end up in this defense? Let's make sure we're always – and then after that, I saw Patrick Peterson and Harrison Smith talking all the time. Like, they kept talking, trying to make sure, hey, where are we in? This is where we're at, blah, blah, boom, let's run it. And so I think that reminded them, like, hey, like we still can get beat. Like, let's not forget. We got to line up and play. And, the defense no longer – because Zimmer's defense wasn't built on they're going to get to the quarterback within the first 3 seconds. And so I think the new Ed Donatel defense, they had to keep that in mind. If we don't get them down, you don't just give up. Like, you got to keep playing through the play.
Meanwhile, Devontae Adams in Las Vegas, 10 catches, 141 and a touchdown.
Yeah, it's the chicken or the egg. It was Devontae Adams. I mean, I say Aaron Rodgers is not good. He's good, but it definitely was Devontae Adams that made him a lot more comfortable. It gave him a true target and a weapon. Look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen, we were all saying, I mean, Jalen Ramsey even tweeted it out. Like, they put that tweet up that he said this was the worst draft pick ever. The Bills are stupid. He gets Stephon Diggs, and now look at him. He's all world. People are telling me he might be the MVP, and the Bills should go to the Super Bowl. So, one receiver can really help and make an offense a lot better, and Devontae Adams clearly did that for Rodgers, but he also was out with Lazard. Like, Lazard and Devontae Adams together combined last year were 40% of his receptions, 48% of his touchdowns. So that's a lot of offensive production to not have on the field anymore.
All right, Vikes win 23-7 over the Packers. More with Ron after this. I'm Corey Coe from the Power Trip Morning Show, and this is the KFAN Minnesota Vikings radio network driven by Polaris.
Life right now. Whew, I get it. But it's more important than ever to know what's going on in the world, especially here in Minnesota. Now, there's an easier way to stay informed with the Fox 9 News app. You can read and view stories, get push alerts, and watch any of our shows live. It's that easy. And we could all use a little easy right now. It's the official news app from Fox 9, your official home of the Minnesota Vikings. Go to your app store to download the Fox 9 News app today.
Welcome to the fourth industrial revolution, a revolution powered by data and applications, AI, and IoT. And now there's one company born to enable it, Lumen, the platform for next-generation business that combines adaptive networking, edge cloud, connected security, and collaboration. Lumen delivers the next-gen architecture that next-gen apps require. Say hello to Lumen, the platform for amazing things. Learn more at lumen.com.
Hey Vikings fans, when you stay at Omni Viking Lakes, you stay at the official hotel of your favorite team. We built this place just for real fans like yourself, even putting it right next to the practice facility. Walk in the hotel, and it's like walking into Vikings heaven. You've dreamt of a place like this, and now you can dream in a place like this. Score! So Vikings fans, when you're looking for a place to stay in the game at Omni Viking Lakes, the official hotel of the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey fans, Pilot Games has teamed up with the Minnesota Vikings to create the Vikings Victory electronic pull tab game. Play in more than 1,700 bars across the state and win up to $1,500 in the Skol bonus game. Pilot Games is the largest charitable gaming provider in the state. When you play Vikings Victory, your community wins. Play Vikings Victory today, anywhere Pilot's electronic pull tabs are offered. Visit pilotgames.com for more information. Your radio home for Vikings football. Oh my God! FM 100.3 KFAN.
The key to this game, if you really think was done well before the game, goes back to the draft. We trade the draft pick to the Packers for Watson because we knew that he would be wide open and drop a sure touchdown.
7-0 Vikings, 1st and 10 from the 25. Rodgers, deep shot, man, uncovered, dropped at the 25-yard line. Two things there. A, if Patrick Peterson's going to cover like that all year, we're going to win one game. And B, Christian Watson, welcome to the NFL, my man.
Ron, let's focus on the thing he said first because I kind of agree with it. Man, that made me very nervous that Patrick Peterson had aged 30 years during the offseason. He played fine the rest of the game, but man, that wasn't even a tricky move. That wasn't some kind of crossing pattern where he got caught up on somebody else. That was just getting beat by a rookie off the line. Torched, in fact. Not even close, but he recouped and played well after that.
Yeah, he was in off
fine.
coverage, and so what happens in off, some people call it catch, whatever you want to call it. When you're trying to catch, you're letting the guy get into your lap, and you're hoping it's going to be an in-breaking route or some kind of curl. He just guessed wrong, and that's the one tough thing about playing DB is you have to react to the receiver where the receiver always has the advantage. He's moving full speed, and he knows exactly what he wants to do. Christian Watson never gave it away, and so at the last minute, Peterson was like, "Oh crap, it's a go route," and he was flat-footed. So he got stuck in no man's land. That's what coaches say: either play press or play completely off and just back out. Get out of there, play bail technique. And he kind of was playing like I'm gonna try to catch this and see if I can guess this route. And he just got caught flat-footed, I think.
So normally I know you don't really care about the gambling angle of sports, and that's mostly what I focus on because it's my favorite part. But I thought it was interesting today because all week long, in fact, all offseason long, because you could bet on this game months ago, the Packers were slight favorites, right? Point and a half. As of this morning, the Vikings came into the game as 2-point favorites, and I think that dramatically switched once they saw the injury report the last couple of days. Yeah. The fact that they were going to be without both of their tackles and Allen Lazard. Right. We're talking about Christian Watson dropping the ball, right? Young receivers around Aaron Rodgers. You got a lot of his other receivers on other teams in the NFL. Allen Lazard was supposed to be wide receiver number one and the one that gave him a little stability. Didn't play, changed the line, changed the game.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw even Tunyon was questionable, I was, we thought he wasn't going to play either. But, I mean, Allen Lazard, he didn't do a ton last year, you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, like it was the Devontae Adams show, and Lazard, I think, only played, 8 games or something like that? No, that was Tunyon. Lazard played 15 games. He had 40 catches, 500 yards, 8 touchdowns. It was Tunyon who didn't do a ton. But when you look at Lazard's 40 catches, 500 yards, he also was benefiting from Devontae Adams too. And so those two together just became a 1-2 punch. 6'5", that's a guy where Aaron Rodgers probably in his mind is like, look, this is going to be my outlet. Like, if I don't have anything to do, I'm just going to say, hey, I know Alan Lazard is down there somewhere. I'm going to throw it up and hope he can out-jump Cam Dantzler or out-jump Patrick Peterson in his, or even, Harrison Smith, where you look at, he did that with Randall Cobb, and Harrison Smith Moss Randall Cobb. Like, he was hoping, he's like, look, you're one-on-one with safety. I'm giving you a shot. Make this catch for me. Because Devontae would, Alan Lazard probably would, and Randall Cobb kind of, didn't go up and go get it. So I think he was definitely missing that. And when you look at the betting portion of that, because I don't know at what point the lines closed, that's more your deal. But yeah, the line kept changing more and more. Like, I think when I woke up in the morning, it was like 1.5 or something for the Vikings, and then it kept going further and further. And my guess is, I'm guessing, because it probably works when people keep hammering the Vikings now.
The line changes.
The line
they went off
changes,
as 2-point favorites.
Yeah.
So they easily covered.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, which is good. Hey, another thing that didn't matter because the game was mostly a runaway. What about Greg Joseph? All offseason, all we heard was that he was just booming everything at TCO, and then he did it today.
Yeah, pre-game, we were down there filming Vikings film breakdown, and Greg Joseph missed 2, wide left and wide right. So we were, the people that were in there early, we were down there like, oh, Lord, it's not a good start. And then, he went to the game, cold as ice, nailed everything, 56-yarder. So the kid, clearly whatever he's doing off season, like, he has the confidence. And when you don't feel like your coach is going to go off on you every missed field goal, I think that helps. Like, it truly does. Like, you can't deny that Daniel Carlson is not kicking well because of that. Like, he has probably, the weight lifted off his chest, and he's like, look, I can just go out there and play. I think Kirk Cousins today, same thing. Stepped up in the pocket, threw an awkward off his, 1 foot deep to Justin Jefferson. Why? Because he played like, if I make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. So, it seems like he's, going to play better this year.
Next week is Monday Night Football at the Philadelphia Eagles, who beat your Detroit Lions.
Yeah, barely. The Lions look good. I think it was 38-35.
It was.
And again, the Hard Knocks Life part of the Lions, I think it's Hard Knocks Life.
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks Life is Jay-Z. But Hard Knocks, when you look at that, everybody's talking about all the storylines and the Dan Campbell and the players buying into him. Finally, the ankle biting or kneecap biting is out of we forgot about that. We moved on now to this hard-nosed, blue-collar coach who's getting the best out of his players. And it looks like they're playing for him. I don't know if this is their year, but, it's going to take maybe another 1 or 2 draft picks, and they might be, they might take the Packers down. If the Packers don't look like they're heading the right direction, and once Aaron Rodgers is done, the Packers are done for a while. And I think that's the other key to this.
More of your phone calls potentially after this, talkbacks as well, maybe some tweets, maybe some emails. You can react again via the iHeartRadio app. And in fact, since we're going to let the network go, that's actually how you can continue to listen to Vikings FANLine if you want. Find KFAN in the Twin Cities on the iHeartRadio app. They win 23-7 over the Packers. That's Ron Johnson. I'm Corey Coven. This has been the KFAN Minnesota Vikings radio network driven by Polaris.
You've heard me talking about Hair Restoration Institute for years. I turned back the clock a decade on my hairline permanently, and you can do the same. I got the transplant. It painlessly moved my hair from the back of my head to the front. And Hair Restoration Institute has solutions for every hair challenge. I've said it for years. Get more hair, get more life with Hair Restoration Institute. Learn more by going to myhairlossclinic.com or call 612-588-HAIR. Again, that's myhairlossclinic.com or call 612-588-HAIR.
Jeremy is a 20-year member of LIUNA, the Construction Laborers Union.
I built a career in the construction industry, managing and working on several hazardous waste cleanup projects, including the 35W bridge collapse, light rail transit, and others. The work I do makes the environment for Minnesota families more safe. Now I'm training others to do this work well into the future. LIUNA members earn great pay, union benefits, including pension, and full family health care coverage that is second to none.
Visit buildthenorth.org.
Hey, Bob, thanks for inviting me to your ultimate tailgates.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I thought we were going to watch the game.
No, I said come check out the ultimate tailgate of my Chevy Silverado.
Huh.
It's the available multi-flex tailgate.
Bob, this isn't a tailgate.
Sure it is. It flexes into 6 different configurations to help you work harder. It folds into a desk if you need a workspace, or a step if you need to get into the bed of the truck. It even helps you haul long items. It really is the ultimate tailgate.
So, you didn't invite me to an ultimate pregame tailgate then?
Would you have come if I said otherwise?
Probably not.
But I bet you'll like this folding slow cooker holder I just made you.
Ah, you shouldn't have.
Chevy Silverado with available multi-flex tailgate.
One more reason this is the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Football season means tailgating, touchdowns, and cheering for your favorite team. In Minnesota, there are nearly 100 local credit unions with over 300 branches for you to team up with to take your money further. Credit unions stand for community and trust. They keep any profits local and provide members better savings rates. Your teammates own a credit union, and that means you're all working for the same goals. More transparency, more trust will give you more personal financial wins. Visit MinnesotaCreditUnions.org to find your local credit union to take your money further.
Hey, fans of the purple and gold, it's Paul Allen. And if you're sick of trying to tackle your deck maintenance, then rush over to TimberTech. TimberTech looks more like real wood than any other composite brand, and it's tough enough to handle even the harshest Minnesota weather. Want to lock up some protection too? TimberTech offers warranties that give you up to 50 years of coverage. So, if you're ready to build the perfect place to kick back at kickoff this season, visit TimberTech.com to get free samples. TimberTech. Everything wood should be.
At Evans, we know that defense and big stops wins you championships. But when it comes to logistics, moving forward is key. Ben Lieber here from my guys at Evans. If logistics were football, Evans would be an explosive offense, dropping dimes and hitting the gritty. Make Evans your favorite logistics team today. Evans will be your signal caller you can jump on their backs and ride to victory. Get ahead of the competition right now and have a great experience while you're at it. Visit evanstrans.com. Again, evanstrans.com.
Meat Sauce here with my friend Ian Youngstead of youngsteads.com. Ian, what can I do to get ready for the fall?
Hey, Meat Sauce. Yeah, right now you can save up to $250 in tire rebates on select sets of 4 tires. And remember, you always get that $50 Youngsteads gift card with a purchase of any set of 4 tires.
Youngsteads also does so much more than just tires. Complete auto repair on domestic and foreign vehicles, and the car wash and detail centers at Maple Grove, Excelsior, and Chanhassen.
Our family taking care of your family since 1971.
Visit youngsteads.com for locations, coupons, and deals.
FanLine on iHeartRadio and The Fan are presented by our broadcast partners. Minnesota Credit Union Network, Youngsteads, Carboni's Pizzeria, and by your local Chevy dealers. Join the conversation on Vikings FanLine by calling 800-320-5326 using the TalkBack feature on the iHeartRadio app or by sending us a message on the KFAN social channels. Now, continuing to take your calls, talkbacks, and social message, this is Vikings FanLine with Ron Johnson and KFAN's Corey Cove.
All right, welcome back to Minnesota Vikings FanLine. Ron Johnson along with Corey Cove. With you for, I don't know, another half hour or so. Reacting to the Vikings win. They win the season opener against the Green Bay Packers, Ron. So a huge game, right? The Lions look like they're going to be garbage. The Bears look like they're going to be garbage. It's probably going to come down to these two teams. So the fact that we have a game and a half lead, basically, with the tiebreaker, it's pretty nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, honestly, the Bears beat the 49ers, though, in the rain.
Yeah, but they looked awful.
They did, but they beat them, and it was raining, so who knows what this offense is really going to look like there. And the Lions, I mean, they only lost by 3 to the Eagles, and the Eagles are supposed to be good. So hopefully either both are bad, and then the Vikings, and we'll see Monday night. We'll see how good the Lions really were by how the Vikings play the Eagles. If they go into Philly with beer cans and batteries and everything being thrown at them, and they still find a way to win, then clearly, I mean, this team is better than we think. And honestly, I know for Vikings fans, it's always that I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall. I think people are still kind of like, all right, let's, maybe the Packers just aren't that good. Let's see this next game. Because, I mean, if this ends up being one of those start out the gate 9-0 type of teams, I mean, people are still going to, I mean, it's like, at what point do we say, man, Kevin O'Connell was the reason for the Rams' success? Like, he really is a good quarterback guru. He has a lot of play design. I mean, you look at a lot of the big plays, the over route, all the over routes to Justin Jefferson, that was play design. That's just throwing a guy or getting a guy open. And so I think that's going to be the key to this team.
Well, only 2 Vikings coaches ever have had a winning record in their first year.
Who was that? Bud Grant?
Denny Green and Jerry Burns.
Oh, okay. Well.
But you're calling it.
I mean, 9 games in the first. Yes, I think he will have a winning season. Yes, he will in his first. He will be in number 3. Because I mean, again, captive of the moment. Like, yeah, it seemed, it felt great, but the Packers still, their defense is still good. Like, they still have good defensive players. They're just missing the offense. So the defense, it should have been like a 7-10 game. Like, they found ways to just expose this defense. And I think some of the stuff, like you said, going for it on 4th and 1, some of the play design, like I said, it was almost 80 to 90% of the time they came to line of scrimmage, there was some kind of shift or motion. Like, that made the Packers have to reset their defense. I talked to Mike Pettin about that on the sideline before the game, and he and I were talking about that because he was with the Packers, and he had some interesting words to say about that organization. But, he said the Vikings 3-4 versus the Packers, it's going to be a difference. He said the Vikings are going to feel more like the Ravens when they got Terrell Suggs and how they were able to switch. The Packers just couldn't do it.
Were you a little bummed that we haven't had a shot to see Lewis Cine yet?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, you never want to see somebody out with injury, but this is the nature of the beast, And the problem is you can lose your job to being hurt. Not to say he's not going to be on this team, but it's going to be tough to get Cam Bynum out of there now because he looked good. He played well. He wasn't exposed at any point. He's coming up making plays. He can cover in space. Like, he played corner for 4 years at Cal. So, I had him on my show and I interviewed him, and he and I talked for about 20 minutes about this, and that he still wants to cover. He still wants to be the field side safety because he said when he's on the field side, he can still go cover tight ends and running backs. Like, he's doing some stuff that maybe Lewis Cine, we don't know if he can do it. So, yeah, Lewis Cine is getting Lewis Cine is given the opportunity now to Cam Bynum, and who knows? He might not ever get it back this year.
Vikes win 23-7 over the Packers. This is Minnesota Vikings FANLine on the Fan Radio Network.
Football season means tailgating, touchdowns, and cheering for your favorite team. In Minnesota, there are nearly 100 local credit unions with over 300 branches for you to team up with to take your money further. Credit unions stand for community and trust. They keep any profits local and provide members better savings rates. Your teammates own a credit union, and that means you're all working for the same goals. More transparency, more trust will give you more personal financial wins. Visit MinnesotaCreditUnions.org to find your local credit union to take your money further.
Hey, Bob, thanks for inviting me to your ultimate tailgates.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I thought we were going to watch the game.
No, I said come check out the ultimate tailgate of my Chevy Silverado. It's the available multi-flex tailgate.
Bob, this isn't a tailgate.
Sure it is. It flexes into 6 different configurations to help you work harder. It folds into a desk if you need a workspace, or a step if you need to get into the bed of the truck. It even helps you haul along items. It really is the ultimate tailgate.
So, you didn't invite me to an ultimate pregame tailgate then?
Would you have come if I said otherwise?
Probably not.
But I bet you'll like this folding slow cooker holder I just made you.
You shouldn't have.
Chevy Silverado with available multi-flex tailgate. One more reason this is the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
When I started, it was just me and my tools. Now, while my team is out working, I'm running the business. Couldn't do it without Stacy from Choice Bank. Wouldn't have time to pick up the musical Saw either. She put together financing to fuel our growth and a new benefits package for our employees. Stacy saves me loads of money and time. Time I spend making sweet Saw music.
Choice Bank. We're committed to your business, your success, and to you. It's what we mean by people first banking. Go to bankwithchoice.com.
At Evans, we know that defense and big stops wins you championships. But when it comes to logistics, moving forward is key. Ben Lieber here from my guys at Evans. If logistics were football, Evans would be an explosive offense, dropping dimes and hitting the gritty. Make Evans your favorite logistics team today. Evans will be your signal caller you can jump on their backs and ride to victory. Get ahead of the competition right now and have a great experience while you're at it. Visit evanstrans.com. Again, evanstrans.com.
Football season means tailgating, touchdowns, and cheering for your favorite team. In Minnesota, there are nearly 100 local credit unions with over 300 branches for you to team up with to take your money further. Credit unions stand for community and trust. They keep any profits local and provide members better savings rates. Your teammates own a credit union, and that means you're all working for the same goals. More transparency, more trust will give you more personal financial wins. Visit MinnesotaCreditUnions.org to find your local credit union to take your money further.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. That's why we're America's most loved auto brand.
For great deals, visit your Greater Twin Cities Honda dealer today.
2021 American Customer Satisfaction Index ACSI survey of customers rating the performance of their own automobiles.
Bundling car and renter's insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? Look for the signs. Chances are they live in a home and have a car. They use money and enjoy having more of it. They probably drink lots of lemonade. Lemonade. And they've probably said something suspicious like, I'm bundling with Geico, or stop spying on me with those binoculars. If so, you may want to ask them how easy it was to bundle with Geico. Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
This is The Fan. The Fan.
It's definitely a great game, but field goals are not going to cut it. They're going to have to score some more touchdowns if they're going to be a competitor in this league.
The key to this game, if you really think was done well before the game, goes back to the draft. We trade the draft pick to the Packers for Watson because we knew that he would be wide open and drop a sure touchdown.
Welcome back to Minnesota Vikings FANLine. It's Ron Johnson. I'm Corey Cove. Hi, Ron.
Hey, Corey.
How was the Rosie show?
You mean Vikings Game Day Live? It was good.
Well, on the morning show, we call it the Mark Rosen Show because he likes to talk about his days on Channel 4. Remember when he was on Channel 4?
I don't remember that.
Well, he flipped to Channel 9.
He did. His good friend Mim and Pat Kessler, I'm pretty sure they were part of that. And it was good. It was good. He was a great host. He passed the questions on. Pete Burch has actually made a very interesting joke about it because normally it would go Hobie, then me, then either Don or Ben, and then Pete. Well, today Don was next to Mark Rosen.
Shocking.
Right, of course. And so, Pete Burch sat down, and that's first he said, man, normally I thought we sat close to the host, and the Fox 9 people sit on the ends. And he's like, all of a sudden now Don's next to Mark. And, of course, then we made the joke of who made the seating chart. So probably Mark, wanted somebody next to him.
But as we're watching Sunday Night Football, and it's the Bucs and the Cowboys, it's 3-3 right now. And I'm looking at Tom Brady, and I'm reminded that this morning Rosie acted fake offended when you were talking about Gisele Bundchen and the possible divorce. And you're like, and he said something like, what is this, Entertainment Tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he was gone for 11 days, and he said he had to spend time at home. He's like, I mean, he cursed. I can't curse on here, but, he's like, look, I'm 45. I got real grown people, bleep. And, yeah, he's dealing with that. He told her he would retire. She wanted to go back to work. He retires. He's at home for a little bit. And he's like, all right, look, I can't do this. Not right now. And so he goes back. And then today, all of a sudden, he comes out and says, I'm going to retire after this season. Like, why are you putting that out now? You're trying to make sure your wife is understanding and happy, and you say, "Hey, look, I'm really gonna retire this time. So don't leave me just yet." So yeah, I just think it's interesting. But hey, I don't want him to get divorced. Nobody.
No, he's 45, but I saw his picture a second ago too, and people have been commenting on his hair all off season. Do you remember when we were younger and quarterbacks who were pushing 35-ish?
Losing their hair.
They looked 60, right?
Yeah.
I remember watching Steve DeBerg play when I was a kid. I'm like, this guy's 70 years old.
Dilfer.
How is he still in the league?
Dilfer looked, both, Trent Dilfer and all those guys. Yeah, they all started looking old. And what's the Hasselbeck brothers? They both look old. Tanner
Brady's
Morgan looks older than Tom Brady
and
right
Brady
now.
Looks like he's 27.
Yeah. So it's just
the TB12, man.
It's the TB12, and it's hanging out with a model. Like, she probably has some skincare, regimen that she's doing with. He's mud masking it every night with the avocado and the tequila and. Hey, something to it.
I love that arguably the biggest story of the day for A-Rod is his haircut. Because he didn't do anything in the game. It was all about the haircut. Did he lose a bet
to have to cut it like that or something?
I don't know.
Or he said something like, I paid off the bet or something. Yeah, but...
Didn't look good.
We went from the Nicolas Cage to something else. And now he has like the kind of a mohawk. I don't know what that is. The shave side.
Everybody's comparing it to Peaky Blinders.
Oh, okay.
You seen that show?
I have not. I saw I've seen clips, like the Twitter jokes about it and all the stuff people do with jokes. I've not watched. Is that a movie or a show?
It's a TV show.
Okay, I might have to. Is that on Netflix?
I don't remember. I think so. Yeah, I saw season 1. I think it is a Netflix show. Okay. I don't remember.
I might have to check it out.
Any major concerns going into week 2?
No, none. To be honest, the defense not getting tested enough. Like when you dominate that much and you don't have to do much, you wonder, like, because I feel like the play calling wasn't great. The receipt, like Aaron Rodgers is used to Devontae Adams taking 7 seconds to run a bunch of routes and get open. He doesn't have that anymore. So when you get to the Eagles, I mean, they're going to run a little bit different offense with Jalen Hurts. And so now you have a mobile quarterback. How does this 3-4 do? Because there were some gaping holes. A.J. Dillon or Aaron, Jones had a long run. And so, that little stuff like that's concerning because as a coach, you always have to, even like P.J. Fleck winning 62-10, he's like, look, there's things we could have done better. So you got to look at that, like, making sure that to have your run gaps there, the Patrick Peterson getting caught flat-footed. If that's A.J. Brown, that's probably a touchdown. So that's the things that's the only concerns. Other than that, no, this offense looks great. I love the ability of Kirk Cousins to go hurry up offense, get to the line of scrimmage sooner, be able to navigate a little bit and motion guys and shift guys over and make some changes within his offense. I love his aggressiveness, stepping up in the pocket, still looking downfield, not trying to, just run or throw it, dump it off. No more check down Charlie. Now it's Captain Kirk. So I think I'm excited about that.
The Buccaneers just kicked a field goal. They're up 6-3 over the Cowboys. Tom Brady's never lost to the Cowboys. Vikings win 23-7 over the Packers. That's Ron Johnson. I'm Corey Cove. This is Minnesota Vikings FANLine on the Fan Radio Network.
Hey, Bob. Thanks for inviting me to your ultimate tailgate.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I thought we were going to watch the game.
No, I said come check out the ultimate tailgate of my Chevy Silverado. It's the available multi-flex tailgate.
Bob, this isn't a tailgate.
Sure it is. It flexes into 6 different configurations to help you work harder. It folds into a desk if you need a workspace, or a step if you need to get into the bed of the truck. It even helps you haul along items. It really is the ultimate tailgate.
So, you didn't invite me to an ultimate pregame tailgate then?
Would you have come if I said otherwise?
Probably not.
But I bet you'll like this folding slow cooker holder I just made you.
You shouldn't have.
Chevy Silverado with available multi-flex tailgate. One more reason this is the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Hey Becky, do you like this beat?
I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
What about this then?
Powerful, just like Xfinity.
Get unlimited gig internet for $50 a month for 2 years with no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra. Internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Hey, Minnesota fans, it's Paul Allen. Know what the legendary Purple People Eaters and TimberTech decking have in common? A dominating defense. TimberTech has the durability to hold up against Minnesota weather for decades. Not only will it not rot, warp, or splinter like conventional wood, but it looks more like real wood than any other composite brand. And with up to a 50-year warranty, you're protected season after season. Order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the boards for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
I started my box factory to help people move things more efficiently. Nancy from Choice Bank makes me more efficient so my business can grow in a steady rhythm. Now I got more time to beat box at home, make boxes in the plant, beat box at home. My Choice Banker got me a business loan. My name is Barry B, and I got a sweet voice. Box maker by day, beat boxer by choice.
Choice Bank. We're committed to your business, your success, and to you. It's what we mean by people first banking. Go to bankwithchoice.com.
Eric is a 13-year member of LIUNA, the Construction Laborers Union.
Yeah, I've been blessed to work on great projects that have truly impacted Minnesotans, like stadiums, public buildings, transit, residential high-rises, and hospitals. The work we do at LIUNA makes a difference for our communities, and I'm all about being a team player. As a union member, I earn great pay and benefits, including pension, health care, and free training throughout my career so I can keep broadening my skills. I'm proud to be a part of LIUNA and the opportunities presented to me in the construction trades.
Visit buildthenorth.org.
Hi, I'm Braxton. 3 years ago, when I was 9, I battled cancer and won, but I didn't do it alone. That's why I founded TB1 Fund to help young patients and their families during a difficult time. Our mission is to brighten their day in a unique and special way so they feel supported.
TB1 Fund and M Health Fairview Masonic Children's Hospital are united to make a difference in the lives of patients and their families. This season, we'll be announcing Braxton's Buddies of the Game and hear about TB1 Fund's mission from Braxton.
Learn how you can can make a difference at tb1fund.org. Follow me on Instagram at TeamBrax1. Learn about my journey at BraxtonBattaglia.com.
Hey, it's Moss for the best pizza in town, Carboni's. Carboni's Pizza was voted best pizza in the Twin Cities, and I agree. They have the best crust, best homemade pizza sauce, and all your favorite toppings. My family absolutely loves that original crust. The kids like the cheese pizza, and Christy and I, we throw on a ton of toppings. Carboni's has more than just award-winning pizza, like hot hoagies, salads, buffalo wings, and always add cheesy bread. You'll thank me later. Over 30 locations across the Twin Cities and a handful in western Wisconsin. Carboni's.com.
9 to noon with Paul Allen. Weekday mornings on FM 100.3 KFAN. The Fan.
Kirk Cousins, 23 of 32 for 277 and a couple of touchdowns. Dalvin Cook, 90 yards on the ground. But, of course, the story run, 9 catches, 184 for Justin Jefferson, including a couple of touchdowns. Thielen with 3 catches, 36 yards. Man, that's one of the strange things about that dynamic. They're such a good duo. You would think if one of them is having a monster game, that the other one would start to benefit, but Thielen really didn't do much in the second half either. I was a little surprised about that. He'll be on the morning show tomorrow morning at 7:40. Can't wait to hear how the Packers defended the two of them, because you would think lean towards one, advantage the other one, and vice versa.
So I'll tell you, Matt Schneidman from the Packers beat writer for The Athletic, he just said he talked to Jay Alexander post-game. He said, all week, I was asking for that matchup. I wanted him. But it ain't about me. It's about the team. It ain't about me. If it was my way, you know what I'd be doing, basically, against Justin Jefferson. So he's basically saying the coaches let them down. He thinks he should have been on Justin Jefferson, but they were in zone a lot, it looks like, and it looks like at some point he was covering the outside guy, which Justin Jefferson, all the big plays. I just did a piece for the Vikings. If you go to Vikings.com, it should be up shortly. But I just did a bunch of play breakdowns. All 3 big plays of Jefferson. He was in the slot, which Alexander's outside. He wanted to shadow him like Revis, like Jalen Ramsey did Stephon Diggs. And he put it on paper. He's saying, look, these coaches aren't listening to me. I want man, but it's about the team. So clearly they weren't going after. You're right. They weren't going after Justin. They're like, look, we're not going to try to figure this out. And I think if they had done that, Thielen probably does have a bigger game. And I think Kevin O'Connell's offense dictates that. You look at, what's his name, Cooper Kupp, and then Van Jefferson, those other guys. The other guys got off whenever Cooper Kupp was kind of getting double teamed.
Had you ever heard of Johnny Munt?
Yes, the tight end.
Yeah, 3 catches, 17 yards.
Yeah, from the Rams.
Yeah. Irv Smith,
did
no
nothing.
catches.
Yeah. And I don't know that one. I know he came from the Rams. I know Irv was out most of training camp. So maybe just because Johnny Munt's been in it, he's like, look, this is game 1. This guy's been here all training camp healthy. Again, I bring that up all the time. Not to say you're not going to make a team, but sometimes getting getting most of your reps back, it's working back out there because there's a guy that's been there already and he's put the work in all through training camp. So yeah, but Johnny Munt knows the Rams offense. Like he's been there with Kevin. He brought him in for a reason, and now we see why.
We got to see almost nothing out of Jalen Reagor, right?
Correct.
The
punt return, the one where he used his quad muscles as his coach is in love with. But yeah, that was the only thing we really saw. We saw him throw a guy down and almost, he took the wrong, if he had bounced it, he might have had a bigger run, but he tried to cut up in there and kind of stumble. But yeah, no, he didn't. And he probably doesn't know this offense, though. We're not going to see him in this offense right away.
No, but I'm saying even in the punt game, he had 1 return for 7 yards. We didn't get to see any kind of punt electricity out of Jalen
think about
Reagor.
Devin Hester, Marcus Sherrills. Punt returners
rare.
They don't get a lot of opportunities. So his one opportunity, he actually took a chance and almost did it. It looked nice. Like he looked way more comfortable than Amir Smith-Marset.
No, good.
But I think that's why they brought him in there. They needed a confident guy back there so that when he fair catches it, he knows what he's doing. When he catches it, he has the ability to break it. When Jalen Reagor learns this offense, I think that's going to be another speed option out there. When you look at all the mistakes the Packers made, again, I watched all the over routes that Justin Jefferson ran. They were always jumping the wrong guy. They jumped Irv Smith because he was running the shallow. Justin Jefferson's right behind him. Thielen ran the crossing route. Justin Jefferson's on the deep over. Kirk Cousins steps up. Justin keeps going with it. Like, they were always picking wrong, and I think that's when Jalen Reagor learns this offense. He's going to be wide receiver 4 out there. Like he's gonna really make. I think he'll make a contribution, but probably not to like week 6 or 7.
So you were telling me during the break, true quarterback controversy in Green Bay. Jordan Love, 4 of 5, 65 yards, a 118.8 passer rating. You would make the switch or not?
No,
that's not what you said 5 minutes ago.
That wasn't me. That was Zach.
Oh,
Zach said that.
Well, he's probably high. Anyway. All right. So A-Rod goes down 22 of 34, 195, and a pick. The Packers 0-1. The Vikings 1-0. Week 2 at Philadelphia. The Vikings schedule on paper.
So Monday night, I'm not going to see you then, huh?
No.
Okay.
No, I think you're going to see me a handful of times the first half of the year, and then, deuces.
You're going to be a hoodie at a poker table?
Or taking a nap and trying not to throw up, which I've been doing for 2 hours?
Yeah. You look like Eminem right now, though, behind the mic.
Oh, man. I'm struggling. Ron, thanks for your time, man. Big win, 23-7. Power Trip Morning Show tomorrow, 5:30 to 9. Vikings win 23-7 over the Green Bay Packers. This was Minnesota Vikings Fan Line on the Fan Radio Network.
At Evans, we know that defense and big stops wins you championships. But when it comes to logistics, moving forward